Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still my email address. All of your purchase questions, I have answers. Reach out to me. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Today we discuss a watch originally launched for the 2018 model year. This is the Bethune DB28 Steel Wheels. It is part of the DB28 family that debuted in 2010 and then in 2011 won the GPHG Aikido. That is basically Best Picture at the Oscars of watchmaking. So the DB28 is the watch most people think of when they think of de Bethune. And this is a fascinating one that brings you inside the dial side movement. So steel wheels here in grade 5 titanium, 42.6 millimeters in diameter. I measure it 11.4 millimeters thick. We have these spring-loaded variable geometry floating lugs, which are patented. And the maximum extension is 58.1 millimeters. Minimum extension is 53.2 millimeters across the wrist, with a 26 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and even on this set of lugs, which is the large set, there are 3 different sizes. This one's large, but I can still wear this watch well. I would say down to 16 centimeters circumference, you can use the large lugs. If you buy the watch, it can be retrofitted, even if you're the second or third or fourth owner, the company will retrofit the lugs to get the size right. And because my company owns de Bethune, I can guarantee you we'll get that done smoothly, seamlessly, and quickly for you. The watch is feather light, being almost all sapphire and titanium, so eyes closed, it's one of those second skin watches that doesn't feel like it's there. You can see as thin as it is, it slides easily underneath the cuff, and then this down the barrel shot gives you an idea of how it wears across the wrist. One more shot over the top. The strap is a custom piece, factory spec, so 26 millimeters and tapered. There's textile and blue on the top, and then a little bit of a folded profile, black calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, and then a leather gusset sewn into the top to ensure that the strap wears longer, so there will be less immediate gouging when the pin buckle goes through for a longer wearing strap. The buckle here, you can see it's de Bethune branded on its satin underside, and the shape and design of the buckle, even the finish, matches the case on most de Bethune watches, so you have that design symmetry. The floating lugs were first used in 2008 on the DB26, but they came of age on the DB28. Well, they are very open, airy, prismatic, evacuated. This little bullet tip on the end at each corner, the ogival cap, that's the last styling element from the original de Bethune product, the DB1 chronograph of 2002. We've got a little pusher adjuster in profile that is used for adjusting the moon phase. You can see that between the lugs right there. The moon phase only needs one correction every 122 years, so set it and forget it. The crown here is actually a bullhead and a screw down. So while the watch is 30 meters water resistant, it's a very serious, incredible 30. This also prevents damage to the crown should it come in contact with the floating lug. It's secured. It has a sharp knurling that makes it easy to grip. The dial, the case, the movement, all made in-house by de Bethune, which has the facilities to produce these pieces from scratch. First, to control quality, but second, because de Bethune only makes a few dozen of any example of the DB28 each year, and suppliers don't want to hear that you want 7 dials or 8 cases. You have to capture all of the added value of the completed watch for those numbers to make economic sense, which is why de Bethune can turn a profit making 6, 7, 8 dials or cases a year, but a supplier never could. That's the advantage of having in-house production. In-house finishing too, and you can see it's exquisite. Now, de Bethune does a couple of things with titanium, but here you can see there's a cap over the base plate that's black polished, and you can see why it's called poly noir or black polish. Finished with diamond paste, from only one angle does it reflect light. From every other angle, it looks black. And you can see the same treatment has been applied to the steel bridge that underpins the hands and holds the motion works. You also have rings of blued titanium fired in a kiln. It is oxidized titanium that turns a vibrant blue. And I don't know how well you could see it, but the moon phase is actually 1/2 blued steel and 1/2 white palladium. It is a spherical moon phase, and that is patented. If you look carefully, you can see the bevel gears coming down from the movement that drive the moon phase. Now, there's also engine turning, and you could see the stripes with a deeply grooved cut on the deltoid bridge for the barrel. You see how this has been engine turned and cut? This is no mean Côte de Genève. This is the use of guilloche in the form of Côte de Genève, something unique to de Bethune. You can also see that the edge of the bridge, beautifully mirror beveled. Though the watch is avant-garde, the finish is very traditional. You can also see snailing on the barrel caps and then the mainsprings coiled up inside. 2 mainsprings, manual wind, 6 days of power reserve, and you can see on the reverse side an elaborate power reserve indicator with an immaculately finished mechanism that bears all of its mechanical secrets. Here's the power reserve right here. Turning it over, because one of the barrels has a self-adjusting or slipping mainspring, you can never accidentally overwind the watch. So let's just count everything here that's patented so far. The moon phase is patented. Twin self-adjusting barrels patented. The floating lugs are patented. There will be more. Take a look at the hour hand. It actually has a titanium border that's clipped around the sapphire core. There's another titanium applique that goes in the center. So the hand is actually made of sapphire and blued titanium. This was first used on the DB26 perpetual calendar to preserve your view of the perpetual calendar readouts. Here it's used to preserve your view of the skeletonized combination of barrel bridge, barrels, and ratchet wheels, so you can always see what lies beneath. We have 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs. We have these beautifully hand-finished steel springs outboard with Inca block at the center. That's known as triple parachute, and yes, it's patented. It is designed to improve both shock resistance and chronometry, and this system has survived professional sports, including tennis matches, arguably the single most destructive activity for a mechanical watch. Underneath, we have the 2016 patent balance, yes, another patent, created by company founder and watchmaking lead Denis Flageolet. Each version of his patent balance includes more mass in the rim, less susceptibility to temperature-induced timing deviation, and to the greatest extent possible, reducing the effect of aerodynamic drag on timing. There's also a balance spring over it, which you can see that's also patented. De Bethune doesn't make the alloy or the basic hairspring, but it does shape the 2 parts of it by hand, cutting the hairspring into 2 pieces, shaping them manually, and then clamping them back together so that the hairspring is flat and shock resistant like a flat hairspring, but has the concentric breathing properties in any position of an overcoil. All of this beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and you could see it bears its soul to you. The finish is very traditional and no detail overlooked, right down to the satination on the wheels of the MotionWorks, the polishing and chamfering of the screw heads. Look at the locating pegs that help to locate the triple parachute steel springs. You can see each side has polish on the locating peg, and then on the reverse side, elaborate engine-turned perlage, as well as beveling on the edge of these steel parts and satination across their tops. This watch leaves nothing on the table, an all-out effort to create the ultimate timepiece and a feast for the eyes. You could see the last part worth calling out is this remarkable serrated track for reading the minutes, each hour represented by a globe of bright polished grade 5 titanium. Again, your cup runneth over. There's even a silicon escape wheel of de Bethune's own design to reduce friction and reduce the requirement for maintenance. This watch has it all. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.